Hi everyone, this is going to be my third video on YouTube. I'm not doing any top 5, top 10s, anything like that. I was actually busy with my son today doing his homework, and while he was doing his homework I had my laptop next to me. I thought I'd do some of my script, and I thought I had finished it. It turns out I hadn't, so I've got a lot of work to do, so I thought that would make a great opportunity for me to actually walk you through what I actually do and sort of how I do it. It's probably going to be a little bit rough, a little bit iffy around the edges. I am quite a wee way through the process. I've actually, because normally when I'm writing a script, I start with like a sentence. That sentence becomes a paragraph. That paragraph becomes a page, and it just keeps building like that. Once I've got like everything sort of jotted out, I tend to break things down into bullet points, and that's exactly where I'm at now. From the bullet point thing, those bullet points become frames, and then I divide those frames up into pages. So hopefully, I'll talk you through some of that now. There might be some spoilers if you're a fan of Freak. There might be a few spoilers there. So if you don't want to see any spoilers, skip the video. But if you're interested in writing, you don't give a shit about my work, that's cool. Stay on board and have a look and see what I do. So here we are. This is my script for chapter 4. I'm quite a wee way through, so as you can see, this is all bullet pointed out. So each of these will become frames. This one here, I've made it bold. This is dialogue. So I'm so far through that I've actually started adding dialogue to it. I've got little asterisks here because this is just little notes for me. This stuff won't actually enter the first comic at all. So I've actually got a bit here that's very vague. So that's little things I'm going to have to sort of fix up. So this is what a finished script looks like. You've got your heading on what it is, you've got your page number. I have it nicely underlined so I know exactly what's going on. I have 3 frames moving down the page. 1, 2, 3. So from that 3 frames, I would assume that it is wide angle frames, and I've actually explained in here. So I've got a bit more detail going on with what's going on, and I've also got a bit of dialogue going on there as well. To the next page, I've got page 2, and I've actually got it written down. Page 2, 2 frames moving down the page. The page is split in half horizontally. So that tells me exactly what I'm doing when I go do the prelim stuff, which will be the next video. And I've got here frame 4 in bold from the front, blah, blah, blah. It explains everything, and it actually details Officer 1 is a little younger, Officer 2 is older, late 50s, early 60s, he has been around. So that kind of gives me an idea when I'm drawing it, sort of how old he should be. And then we've got the 2 bits of dialogue going there as well. Then frame 5 is a frame of the investigators taking scans of the crime scene at the Throne of Corpses, which happens at the end of the previous chapter. So each page is done like this. So page 3, 4 frames, wide angle moving down the page, staggered, which means to me it'll be sort of choppy down the page. And I've got less detail here because I've sort of outlined everything in the previous pages about how they're going to look and that sort of thing. Page 4, we've got 5 frames. Frame 10, which is this one here, is a wide angle frame at the top of the page. Frames 11 and 12 side by side, so that's 11 and 12. They'll be side by side in the middle of the page, and then we have frames 13 and 14. Well, this is why it's important to have them numbered. 13 and 14 here, they will be side by side at the bottom of the page. I like to have things nice and detailed out. Obviously, when I'm going through the prelim stage, that will potentially change. But in my head, I can sort of see that is how the 5 frames, on that page will work. Another page here, it explains quite clearly. So you've got 4 frames. Frames 15 and 16, number your frames. Frames 15 and 16, side by side, top half of the page. Frames 17 and 18, side by side, bottom half of the page. Pretty straightforward sort of stuff. Okay, I hope that was informative. I hope that helped you out, gave you a bit of a sort of a compass of where to go to. If you like what I did, give me a wee like. If you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a line below. Other than that, I'm probably going to move on to the next stage with the next video, hopefully. If not, it'll be a top 5 or something like that. Anyway, hope you have a good night and have fun comic drawing.